Welcome to a special Kitchen Chat series, a taste of luxury, history, and hospitality. This is your host, Margaret McSweeney, and I'm so glad you're joining me on this delicious journey. Today, let's visit Lula Cellars, a boutique winery located in the revered deep end of Anderson Valley in Mendocino County in California. Lula's handcrafted Pinot Noir wines receive high accolades. Ken Avery is a proprietor, and his wife, Joni, heads up the wine club and even provides some great recipe cards for foods to pair with the wines. Matt Parrish is the winemaker. Today, we're going to have a wine tasting and a kitchen chat with Hospitality Manager Kim Badenhop here at Lula Cellars.
We're right in the middle of harvest right now. We started maybe about a week and a half ago.
Yes.
And harvested some here on the property last night. We do everything at night by hand. So the grapes are cool. They pretty much physiologically stay the same from picking to the winery. So
amazing. Yeah. And we'll go up close to some of the grapes.
Yes,
too,
we will.
And
yes,
see
we will.
That,
and we can taste them. And
we are going to taste them.
And I know Tech is going to come out with a scratch and sniff screen. So, but we'll have to just describe it.
Absolutely. And you are the expert, and you have a culinary background and a Wall Street background,
exactly.
Which I love. We overlapped a bit. In
I know.
City.
That's amazing, right?
So we are going to have a tasting today here at Lula, and Kim is going to walk us through what we're tasting, and then we'll share with us how you can have a taste as well. So how do we begin with this?
Well, let's start with our Rosé Pinot Noir.
Wow, so Rosé Pinot Noir.
It's a beautiful wine. So virtually any wine grape area you go to, they will make a rosé out of the red wine.
Oh.
So people come to Anderson Valley and they say, I've never heard of a Pinot Rosé. Well, maybe they go to Napa and there's a Cab Franc Rosé, or they go to the Central Coast and there's a Grenache Rosé. Since we do mostly Pinot Noir as red grape here in the valley, we do Pinot Rosé. A lot of people don't know that the color of rosé comes from the skin.
Yes.
This happens to be a very light colored rosé, which means we press the grapes and we fairly quickly take the juice off the grapes. So we get a very, very light rosé.
So light.
This is probably too much information, but this is made from a clone of Pinot Noir that we call the Beaujolais clone. So you have different clones of Pinot. You have Pommard, Dijon,
Yes.
their own, all named for like French villages in Burgundy.
Oh, beautiful.
The Beaujolais clone has nothing to do with Beaujolais, which is in Burgundy, or the Gamay grape, which makes Beaujolais. It's the name of the clone. And it's typically grown solely to make rosé, which means we can harvest it earlier when the acids are higher and the sugar's a little bit lower, and you get a nice, crisp, refreshing, fruit-forward rosé, which is beautiful.
Oh, and I get the fragrance.
Yeah.
So we swish. Beautiful. I love the Lula glass.
Oh, yes. People are surprised. They love these glasses. People are surprised when I tell them it holds a full bottle.
No.
It does.
It holds a full bottle.
It does. Yeah.
Oh, it's so light. Can you describe
Crisp
this
and
professionally?
refreshing.
Okay.
Normally on a rosé, I get sort of unidimensional fruit. You get watermelon, or you get rhubarb, or you get strawberry or raspberry. This has an amazing palette of fruit going on the tongue. I even get peach fuzz, of all things.
Oh my!
But it's certainly multi-dimensional on the palate. What we do with this is we just do that.
Oh, but why waste a sip?
I know. Next up, we'll do our Gewürztraminer. It is made from dry to very sweet styles.
Okay.
This one happens to be dry.
And if you could pronounce it again.
It's Gewürztraminer. So the W is like a V. The other little fun thing is if you go into a restaurant, and that's what you want to order, and you can't pronounce it, Gewürz works.
Gewürz.
And then they'll think you're well educated in wine, and I'll have a bottle of the Gewürz, please. So.
And what does this pair well? Because you have the culinary background.
Oh my gosh!
Well.
So this is one of my favorite ones.
Oh.
So Gewürztraminer, obviously German. Gewürz means spicy.
Oh.
Traminer is a grape, so basically it is a spicy grape It's one of what we call the aromatic white wines. So that would be Gewürztraminer, Riesling, Pinot Gris, Pinot Blanc, Muscat.
Oh.
And they're all grown in Alsace, in northeastern part of France, and across the border in Germany. Hence the German name. So ours is dry. We have 1 acre of Gewürztraminer here on the property out of 15 acres of grapes. And the reason we planted that was sort of as a nod to the history of Anderson Valley, because back in the 60s, this was the most widely planted grape.
Oh.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
So because it's spicy, this actually pairs really, really well with spicy foods.
Really?
Curries, Thai curries, spicy Sichuan Chinese. Earlier this year, I made a green curry with Dungeness crab, spring vegetables, cashews, and jasmine rice. Perfect pairing.
Amazing. I can't wait to sip.
Oh, the nose is really nice.
Yes. I like the spice.
Isn't that great?
How would you professionally describe this? In terms of what
I get
flavor?
I get some citrus on it.
Yes.
I get some peach. I definitely get the spice. And it's pretty much bone dry.
It is very dry.
So
I like this.
I know, it's really refreshing. So actually, I recommend the Gewürztraminer. Same place at the table as a rosé. If you're getting started in the summertime or indoors and you just want to start with a bottle, the Gewürztraminer is awesome also.
Yes.
So what happened in Anderson Valley, we had a lot of Gewürz in the 60s. We had settlers that came over from Europe, started little mom and pop wineries, and they brought Gewürztraminer with them. And it does very well in a cool climate. And Anderson Valley is one of the coolest AVAs in California. So Gewürz was planted everywhere, grew really well. And then we found that Pinot Noir likes the same climate.
Oh.
And Pinot Noir sells for a little bit more tonnage-wise, like a lot more actually. And so everybody's sort of grafting over to Pinot Noir. So now there are still some wineries that do Gewürztraminer, but Pinot's taken over as king.
Wow.
We'll do this Pinot Noir. This is called our Rescue Block, which comes from our vineyard here.
So right behind us.
Exactly.
Oh, I love that.
And the story behind the Rescue Block is we bought the property in 2010. We went to clear it out to plant the vineyard. It was not a vineyard at the time.
Yes.
And we discovered roughly 1,000 vines lying on the ground, covered with blackberries and weeds. And we went, wow, look at this. So we sent plant material to Davis. They confirmed it's Pinot Noir. We cleaned them up, we pruned them, we trellised them, we rescued them. So these are the oldest vines on the property. And we bottled those 1,000 vines separately each year to make the Rescue Block for our wine club members.
Amazing. So you have a wine club.
We have a wine club.
Okay.
Very user-friendly wine club.
Wonderful.
Yeah. But we have wine club members in almost every state. We ship everywhere. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The aroma.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
pretty amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh.
So do I taste berries then? Or what do I taste, if you can explain?
I think there's some berry fruit in there. It's really interesting. We do another Pinot Noir from Farrington Vineyard, and I think you may have covered Farrington already.
Yes, Gary.
So Farrington is at the warmer end of the valley. We're at the cooler end of the valley. And so we do a Maggie Hawk, which is 2 miles further towards the coast, which is even cooler than this. And we do this and we do the Farrington. And if you taste them side by side, Farrington is 6 to 8 degrees warmer on any given day. That produces a lighter, maybe more floral, fruitier wine. And this end of the valley, we get a little more body to it, a little more tannins, a little more dark fruit.
Yes.
It's really, this is
so
stunning.
Good.
Yeah.
And what would you pair this with?
Rack of lamb, grilled salmon.
Yes.
Yeah, you name it.
Oh.
I think Pinot Noir is one of the most versatile reds to go with food.
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't do it with a light fish like lingcod or something, but anything beyond that, it's
fantastic. Yeah. This is wonderful. So
this is ridiculous. I could drink all these.
Sitting in the vineyard.
I don't say that because I work here. One of the nice things about working here is I think, seriously, we have some of the best wines in the valley.
Oh, it is
They're pretty
so
amazing.
delicious,
Yeah.
truly.
Yeah.
Oh, and just thinking about the dishes you want to pair them
I know,
with,
right?
too.
Yeah, exactly. In the fall, I do a huckleberry lavender sauce for duck breast. This would be awesome with that.
Amazing. How do you make a huckleberry lavender sauce?
It's a long story.
It's a long story.
No, it's so what I do is there's a lot of huckleberries wild around here.
Yes.
And so we have blackberries on the property. So I pick those, I make jam, I make a blackberry liqueur. Huckleberries, I make a huckleberry liqueur, which is awesome in sparkling wine for a Kir or Kir Royale or something like that. But the huckleberry liqueur is my base for a huckleberry lavender sauce. And it gets sherry vinegar and caramelized onions and port and duck stock and on and on and on. It's very, very complicated sauce, very complex, but it's delicious.
Oh, and it pairs very well
with the rescue block.
Yes.
I always tell people how good the wines are here.
Yes.
And I also tell them it's not because I work here, it's because that's what I believe. And it's so nice to be able to sell these because I can stand behind every one of them. So last but not least would be our Cabernet.
The Cabernet.
So
and
we
this
are
Pine Mountain.
Pine Mountain Vineyard.
Wow.
We are too cool here in Anderson Valley to ripen Cabernet. So we source this fruit from Pine Mountain Vineyard just north of Cloverdale, inland.
Yes.
And it's quite a bit hotter there.
Okay.
And so this is just an amazing wine.
There we go. Well, I feel like with this last glass of wine, cheers.
Cheers. I know.
To you, and cheers
a good
to you, dear foodie
steak
friends.
or nice fatty lamb.
Oh, wow.
That's really good too.
Very smooth.
Yeah, very smooth.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know that the idea of having a cab with like a steak or something, the fat coats the tannins in the wine and tones it down.
Interesting.
And that's the same reason if you put cream in coffee or cream in tea, they're both tannic. That coats the tannins, smooths it out a little bit. So you always want to do a more tannic red wine like this with something that's got some nice fat.
I love that.
Yeah. Did you say I love that or I love fat?
I love that. And unfortunately, I love fat.
Right, I know, exactly. Yep. Yeah.
But thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. My
so
pleasure.
Much,
My pleasure. This was a lot of fun.
This was so much fun.
Yeah.
And foodie friends, come join the fun. Come visit Lula Cellars here in Philo, California.
Good job.
Kim, get some great recipes. Meanwhile, put this on your must-visit list here at Lula Cellars. Join the wine club and sample a taste if you can't.
And the only sad part is when they visit, you won't be here.
Oh, but I'm there in spirit, and you always know how to find me on Kitchen Chat. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Cheers.
Thanks.
And I love the sound of the ringing of the glasses.
And it just keeps going.
And cheers to you, dear foodie friends. And always remember to take a moment and savor the day. Many thanks to Kim and the team at Lula Cellars, and a special thank you to Chalkboard Communications. For additional information about the wine club and tastings, please visit lulacellars.com and follow them on Instagram. And please follow Kitchen Chat on Instagram too. Thank you for joining me on this delicious journey. Cheers to you, dear foodie friends, and always remember to savor the day.